looking at your shot, the first two things I want to take a look at are your feet and getting into a little bit of a wider stance, and also getting your knees bent before the ball starts to come up. This will give you more power and balance. Next thing is ball location. The ball is in your right pocket. As a right-handed shooter, that's perfect. And also what's perfect is you're squared up to the target. Your feet, your hips, and your shoulders are all facing forwards as they should be. Next, I want to take a look at your overall firmness and strength. I need you to be a little bit more firm by flexing and breathing at all times. You don't want to be loose and weak so that you drift, fade, or lean. And then also bringing the ball up from pocket to shoulder looks really good. Let's take a look at it here. Your ball goes from pocket to shoulder, which means you're going to have good vision the entire time. Now, let's take a look at my shot here next to yours. See how that I'm bent before I come up into my shot, whereas your ball will start in your pocket and then your body will dip down as the ball is coming up. You want the ball to come up first and then the body to follow that so that you're driving the ball up in one fluid motion. The dip down costs you power and strength. Going back to overall firmness and balance, one way you can check that is just by having someone push on you and pull on you to make sure that every part of your body is firm. You don't want to have anything dropping or flopping when you're shooting. Now let's take a look at the finishing points. Your shooting window, meaning how much vision you have, is great because the ball goes from pocket to shoulder and then into your release. Now I want you to work on your guide hand. You'll see it here. It starts to flick versus just staying flat and firm and straight up. And your hands should work together. Watch your guide hand here. It influences the ball by pushing it a little bit when it should only be staying flat and straight up. And also at the end of your shot, you should be holding your hands up and not dropping and flopping. Look at the separation from your shooting hand to your guide hand. You'll be a lot more accurate if your hands stay together and stay up and work together, and you can get rid of that drop and flop. Your aim and accuracy will improve tremendously. Okay, taking a look at one more shot here, seeing those hands separate. Now also try and jump and land in the same area. You don't want to finish far away from where you start. Now let's take a look at the back view here for me. You see I have an extremely wide stance. Your stance could almost be this wide because you're also very tall. But also watch my hands, how they work together and stay close together and don't separate. So a quick review to finish up here. Make sure the ball comes up and then your body follows it. You don't want to dip down. Make sure you start and finish in roughly the same area. You don't want to launch your body forwards or twist to the side. And also make sure your hands do their job. Shooting hand shoots, guide hands guides, and your hands stay together. One more key point I want you to notice in my shot is how little motion I use, especially from this distance. The less motion and less movement you use, the better shooter you'll be. So really try and be in the same spot and be firm at all times.